Well, good morning and welcome to today's webinar, the official CRM for Unleashed, an intro into Prospect CRM. My name is Nick Wilson, and I am the sales manager for APAC across both Prospect CRM and Unleashed. I'm joined today by our resident prospect guru and sales executive, Mr. Suraj Rao, who will be covering off on the demo aspect of today's presentation. We do have a Q&A panel, so please feel free to ask some questions, and we will do our very best to answer those questions either throughout the session or when we get to the end. Without further ado, let's jump straight in. So the first question I think we need to answer is, why is Prospect CRM so perfect for Unleashed customers? Now, there's really a number of different reasons as to why this is the case, but what's worth mentioning first and foremost is that we're actually owned by the same company, the Access Group, which means that both of our development teams work really closely together to ensure that the things that are being developed in both systems fit together really seamlessly. And it allows us to have quite a strong integration between the two products that we'll discuss in a little bit more detail later on. But I'd say the biggest reason is that the product is really the product itself and how well it fits with the types of business, hopefully such as yourselves, that are using Unleashed. The focus of ProspectSoft CRM is on real businesses and creating real profitable growth. Not just any business. We focus solely on wholesale, manufacturing, and distributors. By doing this, we create real success for our Unleashed customers, just like Helen at Pure Medic Health. That quote, I think, is quite powerful. The day I had the call with someone from Prospect CRM was amazing. I could see all of my data there immediately and thought, this is life-changing. We have lots of similar success stories and testimonials that can be found at prospectsoft.com/unleashed. The aim of today's webinar is really to give you an insight into ProspectSoft CRM and how it can help grow your business. Oops. So how do we compare in the market? What we've done here is you can see 4 of the main global CRM providers. You can see that their star ratings are all very good and they're all very solid products. What we'd really like to highlight, and one of the biggest differences between ourselves and some of our competitors, is really the types of industries that we service and the types of businesses that we service. You can see that the main industries that use the other CRMs are in IT or marketing or financial businesses, which is where they're more service providers, as opposed to the types of businesses that Prospect services, which are really more product-based businesses. And this is why we're consistently rated the #1 stock-aware CRM for wholesalers, distributors, and manufacturers, as you can see by some of our fantastic reviews here on a number of different sites. Before we get into the demo, I thought I'd just quickly take you through a couple of the key bits of functionality and I suppose purposes that we serve from a product perspective. The first that we'll touch on here is a growth formula. And really what this boils down to is every CRM will attempt to help you get more customers. But here at Prospect, we believe that the key to sales growth isn't just more customers, getting more customers through the door. We believe that increasing the lifetime value and the customer lifetime value is an important way to see substantial growth and success as a business. And we also believe that Prospect is the right product to be able to help you do that. Sure, you would have seen as many times, there's a typical funnel here that sort of shows how you would attract new business. It could be via marketing, websites, trade shows. These leads will come to you as a business, and then you'll potentially close your first order. But what we really think is critically important for the growth of a business is how you can turn that first order into much higher lifetime value via increasing the order frequency, the order value, and also focusing on that retention piece. And we certainly think that Prospect allows you or gives you the insights to allow you to do that better than you would without it. And we also have a tool here that we refer to as the Growth Playbook. And it's a free assessment tool that uses 7 key growth strategies. Takes around 5 minutes to complete the scorecard. Once it's done, it can give you some customized data that will tell you what areas require the most attention for yourselves. Now, this is quite a busy slide, but with Prospect, the whole aim is to help you grow your business. It's what our system is designed to do. There's a single map of how we can help achieve that, starting with the things that require low investment and will get you quick wins with existing customers. We'll give early return on investment, building up through your ownership of the system to things that require more planning and configuration to build new relationships and turn your business into a growth engine. All businesses are different with a range of strengths and weaknesses. For example, if you may want to concentrate on how to increase your order frequency. You'll have all these features in the system, starting from low investment tasks all the way up to tasks that take more time and effort. And to back this up with some statistics, from May 2021 to May 2022, across all Prospect customers, we saw an increase in turnover of 32%. This is an average taken across all of our customers. So I'd highly recommend you have a bit of a look and complete the scorecard, as even if Prospect isn't the right fit for you, it will give you some great tips and information. It can be found here via this link at the bottom of screen. Now, another piece of functionality that we have is our RFM analysis. Now, the RFM is obviously an acronym, and it stands for recency, frequency, and monetary value. And what this will allow you to do is to break down your customers into different segments to understand where the potential growth can be for those different segments. Now, you'll see people who are buying, we've got champions here in our top left-hand corner. They buy recently, they buy often, and they spend the most money. Now, the system won't just help segment those customers into the different groups. It will also give you some insights into what you could do to try and help drive the kind of growth that you're looking to drive. So for these champions, we may want to reward them. They're very likely to be early adopters for new products, and they'll help promote your brand. We then have loyal customers who spend good money with us often, and they're responsive to promotions. We can look to upsell to them, ask them for reviews, engage with them. We have potential loyalists who are recent customers. They're spending a good amount and they've bought more than once. We then have promising businesses or promising customers who are recent, but they didn't really spend that much money. So we may want to look to create some brand awareness or offer some free product samples, for example. We then have some needs attention customers where they have above average recency, frequency, and monetary values, but we could lose them if they're not reactivated because they haven't bought in the last couple of months, for example. And then on the right-hand side of screen, we've got some more concerning customers who have below average recency. They're about to sleep, so they haven't really purchased for a long time, and we need to get in front of that. So it might be worth sharing some valuable resources, recommending popular products, or even looking at a discount strategy for them. Our at-risk customers are those customers who have spent a lot of money with us and they purchase often, but they haven't purchased in a long time. We have the can't lose them customers. They make the biggest purchases frequently and they haven't purchased in a long time. We have hibernating customers, which are low spenders who haven't purchased for a while. And then we have low lost customers who don't buy that often, haven't bought in a long time, and they have low monetary scores as well. But effectively, as soon as you integrate a trial from Unleashed into Prospect, this information will be presented for you, and you get a really, really good understanding of where your customer base is at. And I think it's an incredibly powerful tool. So one of the last key reasons before we get stuck into the demo that I think Prospect is a great tool and is the right CRM for Unleashed customers is that we have a really, really strong two-way integration with Unleashed. So you can see here that it connects both systems together and it can be automated even when taking out a free trial of Prospect. It'll automatically pick up currencies, taxes and warehouses, all customers, suppliers, and contact information, which is kept in sync between the two systems. You'll see product information, including stock availability, bill of materials, and buildable quantities, all of your special pricing, including the pricing tiers, pulls through the historical orders, invoices, and credits against customers and suppliers. We then show all of this key data in the CRM and provide key sales analysis and customer lead insights. You can then create new quotes for your customers and prospects from within the software. You can convert those to orders and push that through to Unleashed with the ability to create new customer accounts when a prospect buys for the first time or without switching apps. You can even create new products on the fly as well. This is typically used if you have lots of supplier products that may not typically sell or not sold previously, so not currently in Unleashed. That covers off the slides though. And I know the main reason that everyone's really here is to jump into the demo. So I will hand over to our resident guru, Mr. Suraj Rao, to share his screen and take control of the presentation from here.
Thank you, Nick. Thanks for the great introduction, and good morning, all. Thanks for joining the Prospect CRM demo today. I hope you are able to see my screen all right. And as just Nick did rightly point out, that's the main dashboard. And this is a reflection of all the sales orders that have come through from Unleashed. And you can see pretty much we do have other dashboards built into the CRM, but we're going to be focusing more on the account manager's dashboard as a starting point. And this dashboard can be set up to the sales rep that you guys have in your team currently. And this could be locked accordingly where, the sales rep can, or the account managers can focus only on the customers that they deal with, and they'll be able to see the kind of data that they're bringing in, the revenue that they're bringing in, and also any problems that they're working with. So that's another functionality that we have inbuilt in the CRM. And just to quickly pick up from where we left in the presentation, front and center, we've got the RFM analysis. Again, based on the sales history from Unleashed that we've imported, we have categorized your customers into champion, loyal, and new customers, and so on. If I quickly just get into one of these the data reports for you, as you can see, right by the differentiation with the name, the segment that they belong to, who's the account manager that you've already set up in Unleashed, the first order date and the last order date. And it also gives you an indication on the total order count that they've had with you as a time with they've been with you as a customer. And with any of our reports, we just don't give you the data, but we also give you, the three-dot menu, which is what we call here the action button. And by doing so, you can save this to Excel, make it into a contact list if you'd like. And if you do use any email marketing tools like MailChimp, Klaviyo, and Spotler, those are the top tools that we integrate to, and you can capture them, add them to a campaign, formulate your email, and any response that you get from that campaign gets saved here under marketing, under campaign. So you can capture all your marketing efforts that you do on a regular basis. And we also have integration to Google Maps, which gives you the show on map section. This is ideally used by most of the sales reps or account managers who plan their road trips. That's a key little functionality that we've got inbuilt in. And if I just quickly go on to one of the customers over here, you can see Byron Bay Cafe. But we do give you the standard information which has been set up in Unleashed. And it's another UI feature we've got, which we pretty much do import the name, the number, the website. And that's the activity feed that's pulled on from Unleashed. All the confirmed sales orders do reflect in this particular report. And you do have some key information on the categorization section where you can see the type, they are a customer, you can see the account manager, and you can also see other fields. And just noteworthy that all these fields are configurable. So based on your business requirement, if you do feel territory is something that you want to be renamed, you can configure that. And similarly, we do give you utmost flexibility by customizing this entire screen as well. So if you do feel this particular page is a bit overcrowded and you want to keep it as crisp as possible, you can, do those changes and configure the changes accordingly. And on the left here, we do import any address information that you've set up in Unleashed. And if you do have a shipping address, we do import all that data. And similarly, we do have what we call the postcode lookup. By just entering the postcode number, the address will get pre-populated as well. And context, as Nick did mention, we do have a powerful two-way sync. So if you might be dealing with the operational contacts, and if you want to have a marketing or a sales contact, it's as simple as just going in, adding the contact, press the email address, fill up the row, and you can create. And through this two-way sync, the contacts will be pushed back to Unleashed, or you can certainly do disable the two-way sync, and you can keep just your contacts here and keep your Unleashed as just with your operation contacts as well. And opportunities is something we will be quickly coming back to, and I will be touching upon problems as well. We will be doing a quote moving forward, and that's the link to open, that's the link to open the customer's account in Unleashed. And you can also see if you have connected your aged receivables, like say Zero, QuickBooks, or Access Dimensions, you can pretty much see if there's any outstanding invoices pending, and you can also see the kind of any rebates that you have set up and even the payment terms with the customer. And we do have the opportunity to connect with Xero or QuickBooks. So by doing so, you will be able to see the entire invoices that reflects along with the customer. And it gives you, if there's any outstanding invoices that has to be collected as well. Just quickly moving on to the top screen. And here on the right, we've got the at a glance section, which gives you the segment that they belong to. And also we've got the spend in the last 365 days to the previous 365 days, which gives you the drop in revenue. And it could be a number of reasons, could be a buying pattern, or it could be seasonality. And if you have set up your financial year to date, that's another report that we pull on here as well. So that's the key little financials that is just reflected right on the customer's feed. And that's the integration to Google Maps, which gives you, the geographical presentation as well. If I quickly hit on one of these tiles for you, that's going to take us to the sales transaction tab. And it's going to give you the line by line view of all the transactions that have come through, pretty much with the SKUs, the description, and if they've been ordered, delivered, and invoiced. And you can also see with the pricing that you've set up and the kind of margins that you've made with each of these sales order, and also the percentage. And we also give you the sales order number, the transaction date, and also a link to open this invoice in Unleashed. It's noteworthy. You don't have to have an Unleashed account to use the CRM, but if you do have your admin person or your financial member who has access to both Unleashed and Prospect, they will be able to access that invoice from here straight away. And with the search section, if you do want to see, if you want to just search on certain products which that they've got from you previously, if you just want to focus on beans, it gives you the entire beans that they've got from you. If you're just after certain SKUs as well. So that's the tabular form of view of all the transactions that have come through. If I quickly jump on to the sales analysis, this is a bit more of a deep dive into the customer's account, and you can see the top level view of the segment that they belong to, the spend. You can see the order frequency and the last order date. And this interactive graph is what we call the invoice value by month, and that's the order value by month. And you have got one substantial order in June 12th for like 78,000. And if you just want to focus on, just from 2024, you can zoom in and you can see the kind of average orders that have come through. And if you do hit the CMO section over here, it does give you a list of all the transactions that have come through for this customer and the kind of the revenue that you have brought in. And you can also go back till the date that they've come on board as a customer with you. Just quickly moving on to and the bottom side, we also do indicate the top products that they've got from you. With this interactive pie diagram, you can see the Breville, the Oracle machine has been 33% of the revenue, and followed by the Smart Grind as well. And we do give you the entire breakdown of the product and also by the order frequency. If I quickly hit on the CMO section, we are going to give you the line by line view of all the top products that they've got from you and the revenue that they've generated. And by far, the brushed stainless steel equipment is a top selling product that they've got from you. And if I just quickly choose one of those SKUs for you, and this is where, as Nick did mention in the presentation, we do get the tagline of the #1 stock aware CRM. Through the powerful integration that we have with Unleashed, we don't only pull through your customer files, but we also pull through your entire product files as well, right from the SKU code, the name that you've set up, any specifications like the list price, the cost price, and the total stock available. We also pull through suppliers information if you have set that up in Unleashed. And you can also see if this product is stockable and if the kind of images that you've set up in Unleashed, we pull through that data as well. And just with the integration, just want to show you the other key data that we pull through. We pull through stock levels by the breakdown, and you can see where they're located. You've got like 21 located in New Zealand and a couple in Sydney. And that's the kind of information that we pull through on stock as well. And with purchases, as I did mention, if you do set up your suppliers information, we do pull through any back orders that are due, and you can see there's the due date for the particular from one of your suppliers, Raw Beans Australia. They've been ordered and delivered, which is great. And if there's any back orders, and if you're out of stock and you want to notify your customers, you don't have to jump between Unleashed and Prospect. There are a lot of key with the intuitive platform. You can check all that information right here in the CRM. And similar to what we saw with Byron Bay, we're going to be looking at the brushed stainless steel product, and we're going to be seeing the most recent orders that have come through from Unleashed. Rightly so, Byron Bay has just got a product, a couple of days ago, followed by the other customers who have supported this product. And if I just jump into the sales analysis, it's a bit more of a deep dive in where we just don't give you the top customers who have supported the product, but we also understand any seasonality which is involved. So one of the things that we did mention in the presentation, how we differentiate ourselves from the traditional CRMs is we understand the buying pattern, and we help your customers get onto that repeat order cycle. So with this report here, you can see the kind of orders that have come through on a monthly breakdown. And by far, you've got one big month, hypothetically speaking. Last year, May was a great month, followed by a few consistent months moving forward. But this report, as with any of our reports, that can be saved to Excel, and you can make this into a forecasting list and probably, create a forecasting report for the next financial year, 2025, and you can hold stock accordingly. So at any point in time, you're not overstocked or you're not like less stock. You have the right amount of stock to move. And with images and files, any images that you've set up in Unleashed, just want to quickly mention, Unleashed will always remain your master data. So any changes that you want to do, make to this particular SKU, it still has to be done in Unleashed, and through the overnight sync will be imported back to the CRM. But you can add additional images if you want. If you want to, right now, you might be holding it in a Dropbox or like a spreadsheet, any additional information. You can use the CRM as a central point of contact, and certainly all those additional images and link files, like any drawings that you've got or any specification or any ingredients documents, all that can be saved here in the CRM. And with the price tiers, so with the two-way sync that we have, we do import all the price tiers that have been set up in Unleashed as well. So you do right now, you've got a wholesale, you've got a walk-in for an end user, and also for the franchisee that's been set up. There's another little feature that I just wanted to show you was upsell, which is the whole aim of Prospect CRM is to help your business grow. And this is one of the key features where we've got an upsell feature. So we do have a couple of SKUs linked with the brushed stainless steel, which are the recommended SKUs. As you can see, you've got the Pro coffee grinder, and you've also got the knockbox accessory, which are the two products which have been recommended. And you can similarly add other SKUs and you can make them into upgrade or a must sell. Like you can tag products for a must sell. It could be as simple as a bin bag, or it could be like, any SKU that you think is relevant for your business requirement. By doing so, what happens is every time you do quote or process a sales order for the espresso machine, the recommended SKUs will come up on the prompt section, rightly prompting your sales member to increase that order value. So that's a nice little UI feature we've got, which is trying to increase that average order value, one of our key features. So hope you get a feel for what the integration looks like and what's the kind of data that we pull through from Unleashed. If I just quickly move back to the dashboard, I just want to focus on, so we did look at the RFM analysis, and so these two reports, the missing orders and customer trends. So the whole idea of today's demo is to focus on those three areas. One is increase that average order value, other is to increase the order frequency, and finally is to retain customers, ensuring that, there's no churn risk in your existing customer base. So that's a predominant area of focus. And one of the features, which is the increasing order frequency, is through this AI that we've got integrated, which is Prospect AI Growth Engine. I know that's like the buzz acronym that's going around the market, AI. So we do have AI integrated in the CRM, which does calculate the average order uh, days between the customers. So ever since the time that they've come on board as a customer. So if I quickly open that report for you, so that's where, for instance, Raglan Roast, they pretty much place an order every 3 days, and you've got like the local, they place an order every 2 days. So we calculate the average order days, and we also calculate the longest days that they've gone without placing an order. And right now, we do give you an information of the last order day. Like it's been we do calculate that. So based on AI that we've got and the time that they've come on board as a customer, we calculate all that information, and we also give you the average amount of value that can be collected, and through grouping and summarizing. So just to give you with the three-dot menu, you can pretty much, as I did mention, you can add fields, you can add filters, and you can group and summarize. So that's how we've got this the total amount that can be collected even during this free trial period. And we kid you not, we've got so many customers who have started the free trial before even having an interaction with us. They've gone through this report and they've collected, a handful of orders, and which is actually that could be one of the main reasons you should even try to take the free trial, just to see what are the missing order alerts. And of course, it does indicate if there's any churn risk in your existing customer base, so they don't fall through the other side of the funnel, which was pointed in the presentation. And the other report, which is focusing on the order frequency, is the customer trends report. And based on, again, from the sales history from Unleashed, we do categorize your customers into growing, who've been growing on a constant basis, which is great, and static are the ones who have not, stayed in the same position, and declining, which is one of the key indicators. Like we did have Byron Bay declining. So it indicates, the kind of the buying pattern of a customer. And we also give you the comparison of the spend of the last 365 days to the previous 365 days. And you can also see the difference in revenue. Any of our reports can be made into a contact list, but the whole point is we do indicate what's happening exactly with your existing customer base. So those are the two key reports. And with the needs engagement, we do have heaps of customers. Looks like we need to get in touch. This is basically, once when you start using the CRM, how frequently you log any kind of engagement, like you set up a task, or you send those emails. So we do have integration to Gmail and Outlook, so you can send emails from the CRM. The more frequently you're in touch with your customers, this report will get relearned as well. And Problems is an after-sales ticketing solution, which some of our customers use for like a service ticket. As you can see, damage on delivery, or broken machines or warranty claims. This is something that I will quickly touch upon to capture the workflow and how you can use it for your benefit as well. And close trades, as you can see, is the pipeline reporting system that we've got inbuilt in the CRM. It's to basically capture how your new prospects are, like tracking if if they've been in touch, or what's the kind of workflow they're in, if they're in a sales process or pushing to close. And based on if you've won or lost that particular opportunity will reflect in this report as well. And we do give you a bit of a reflection on the data, like, the orders comparison, which is this month versus last month. And this month just started, so right now we're on 10K. And this is, again, a bit self-explanatory, which gives you the breakdown of all the current orders by the monthly breakdown in the current calendar year. So that's the kind of information we project from the data import we have from Unleashed. Now we're just going to be actioning on, we're going to be doing some actions on some existing customer. This itself is a fictitious account, but we're just going to be giving you some examples on what can be achieved. So we're going to be working with Michelle Dury, who works with Browns of Ipswich. As you can see on the search engine, search everything. The power of the search engine is such that even if you type any special characters, it does pull through the data. So if I quickly go on Michelle Dury, and this is what we call the breadcrumb menu. In the CRM, at any point in time, you will be able to jump on and off, and you can see, similar to Byron Bay, you can see the name, the number, all the classic information, and you can see any activities like the emails that you have sent. That's the other thing is like any quotes that you have sent and the kind of emails. So that's the kind of information that reflects under the company as well. And similarly to what we saw with Byron Bay, you can see the segment, they do need attention, which is great. So they have to place an order, and you can see the spend and the Google Maps integration. If I quickly jump on to Michelle, and we would highly recommend you, working on a contact. So if you want to track the communications, you can always go back to the customer, and you can just hit the contact's name in the description, and it'll pull through all the data. And we also highly recommend you to send emails from the CRM. So one of the key reasons being that we do have tracking capabilities in the CRM. Any emails that you've sent, you can pretty much go and check if it's been delivered, processed, or opened. So that's another key little function where you can get all that key information out of the CRM. So right now we do know Michelle is the main decision maker. So all that she wants to do is to place a regular order. And as we showed in the presentation, you can process a sales order directly from the CRM. You don't have to go through Unleashed to do that. And through the imports that we do, once when you confirm the sales order, that will be pushed into Unleashed, and your operations team can then pick, ship, and invoice it. But right now, I'm pretty sure some of the customers do use the quoting functionality. We're going to show you the flexibility of our quotes and how what are the other features that can be achieved. So Michelle just wants to place a regular order. We're going to send her a quote. She's going to get the sign off from our manager and then confirm it. So if I quickly go into the quote and just say top up order, and you can also, there's another thing where if you do have based on certain packs that you sell to your customer, if there's an introductory pack, like you sell a coffee machine along with a couple of coffee bean bags, and then those are the things where you can configure that. You can have numerous packs. You can have a top-up order pack. You can have an upsell. You can have a cross-sell. All that can be configured here in the CRM. And you can also choose the price tier, which has been set up in Unleashed. We pull through that information as well. And to track all your marketing efforts, you can either choose website, telemarketing, or exhibition. So let's just say salesperson generated. And once when you create, that's going to take us to the landing page of the quote. And if Michelle does give you a PO number, that can be entered right here. And then you can go onto the screen. And once the moment when you click on the product section, if you do come to the search section, it's going to always give you the most frequently ordered by Michelle. So that's pretty much how, the kind of information that we give, with the AI that we've got. We only recommend the most frequently ordered by Michelle. But if you want to choose a particular SKU she's after, let's go for the Breville that we just saw on the product. So just let's get onto that. This is what I mentioned. So every time when you choose the espresso machine, we did have two recommended products set, and you can straight away inform Michelle that there are two products which go really well with that. And if she does say yes, and you can pretty much just hit the toggle and you can continue, and that's going to pre-populate the quote straight away. And also, if you do want to focus on a few Ethiopian coffee beans, you can just pretty much go in and then choose like 5 units of that. And if you want, let's go for some Australian coffee beans as well. And we do have the gathered locally, which is great. And we're going to put a few units of that. So that's how quick and efficient the quoting system is. But since Michelle is a regular customer and she does have your price list, if she does decide to send through this quote on a CSV file, as long as it's got the right SKU code and description, you can pretty much drag and drop that over here in the dotted box menu, and that will get pre-populated automatically. So that's another little feature we've got. And we also have another function which is called, and if you don't want to search through the small section, if you do want a bigger um, bigger view, which gives you the multi-line quoting system. When you do hit the search section, it's going to give you all the SKUs which are there in your company, the most popular items. There are totally 37 SKUs. And as you can see, we also, with the integration, we also project the stock availability and by warehouse as well. And let's say if you're on rep mode, and if you're in the store, and if Michelle does say, if you're going to go through the shelves, and you can always go in and you can choose the ingredients, you can like count the ingredients, and you can do through the multi-line quoting system. You can add products directly, and you can also choose machines. And if she does want, and like any parts, you can just do that easily as well. And the other thing we just do recommend to increase that average order value is these are the popular items. And you can also see if she does ask you, what do I order regularly? You can look into the recently purchased items, and you can see we've got close to 12, close to 12 SKUs. And that gives you the projection of the recently ordered items by Michelle. And that's the kind of multi-line quoting system that we do provide our customers. And if you just do come back to the landing page, you can see now that's been set. There are a few ways of sending this quote, and I'm just going to quickly show you. As I did mention, if you guys are using Gmail or Outlook, we do integrate to that. I'm just going to send this via email, and we do have what we call the set templates built in the CRM. So we can choose, these are totally configurable. So if you want to have n number of templates, like for a top-up order, for a follow-up email, all that can be configured here during the onboarding process. And if I just do choose the simple cover PDF, So I'm just going to show you how it reflects in Michelle's end, and it does come with action buttons like approve and decline. I'm not going to go through, so it does put the onus on Michelle, and that's the quote to order workflow that we've got. I'm just going to show you how the document reflects in Michelle's end. So if you just do bear with me. So what this does is not only does it puts the onus on Michelle, and if she does decide to approve it, it will take us to a landing page where she will get, any kind of logos that you have set up. All that she has to do is enter a PO number and it'll come back to the CRM. Just bear with me. I'm just going to show you quickly how that reflects. So that's pretty much how the quote template documents look like. So you can see we did choose a SKU followed by the recommended products. And you can also see the beans that we did mention here. And we can also see the approve button. If Michelle does think, okay, I'm happy to go ahead with the SKU, with the quote that you've sent. And if she does press approve, that's going to just bear with us for a couple of seconds. That's just going to take us to a landing page where it's going to give you, the kind of data that you have set up. And you can also see the order value. She can straight away go in, enter the number, and once when she hits approve, that's going to come back to the CRM and then gets pushed into Unleashed where your operations team can pick, ship, and invoice it. So that's the kind of flexibility and automation that we've got in the CRM through the power of integration that we have with Unleashed. Just as you can see, that's been completed and that's been confirmed. Just to give you a bit of an insight, I could have directly pressed confirmed here if Michelle wanted to do it over the phone, but I just wanted to give you an example on how it reflects on the customer's end and how they can confirm it as well. And there are a few ways of grouping products as well. That's another feature we've got with the quote. If I quickly go in and add a group, we can choose, the Oracle machine, and we can just say machines. And once when you hit save, that's going to give you, and as you can see, the quote has been confirmed as well. So that's going to not only does it going to reflect, get a person who created the quote is going to get an email notification, but it'll also come through into the CRM and then gets pushed into Unleashed as well as a confirmed sales order. And that's how you can also differentiate, just to give you a bit of a feature where you can differentiate and you can, give you the subtotal. If you don't want your customers to see the breakdown of the pricing, we can straight away with the settings we've got, we can disable that feature and they can only see the subtotal. And we can also create this group as say beans. And it gives you the breakdown of how you can have subcategories into a quote, just to give you a brief little example on how that's going to look like. And that's again, so right now what we saw is one side of the growth formula where we are trying to increase that higher customer lifetime value. And we've not only have we done a quick repeat order, but we've also pushed the average order value with the recommended products and other SKUs as well. And before I move on to the other section, just want to give you the delivery features that we've got in the CRM. So we do honor any delivery methods you've set up in Unleashed. Not only do we have like say Post and New Zealand Post that you've set up, and if you are shipping it to regional New Zealand or Australia, if there's additional delivery charges involved, you can add that manually here in the CRM. That's another little feature we've got. And finally, we do have integration to Stripe. So if you do want to treat this as a pro forma invoice, and if you do have your new customers who are not part of your 30-day credit cycle, and you want to treat some of them as your pro forma invoice, you can get those payments upfront. That's another little feature we've got. So that's one side of the growth formula, which we just focus so far on servicing that existing customer. And if I just do quickly come and show you two main features, one is creating a problem and then the magic metrics. Before I move on to that, I'm sure we do have a Q&A session. I'm going to give some time for that. So with the create symbol over here, so if you are using any other CRM and if you want to like add your contacts here, so there is a place where you can go in and do a data import and get all your prospects imported back here in the CRM rather than going in and then adding them manually one by one. That's another little feature we give our customers. And with the create button, we do have inquiry form, which is more like a pre-prospect kind of a feature, which means that you can create inquiry forms in the CRM and you can host it on your website. And you can create multiple inquiry forms. One can be potential stockist, other can be like, complaints or like, just basic inquiries. And you can host that on your website. And any response that you get from your website will be automatically captured here under marketing, under inquiries. and it gives an opportunity again for your sales and marketing members to work on it and qualify it and push it to your sales members. That's another pre-prospect feature we've got. And also, if you do have, if you do want to, we do have campaign managers where you can add campaigns as well, which I did show you earlier. I'm going to quickly show you through the magic metrics how you can do that as well. And you can create n number of opportunities in the CRM. It can pretty much be right from if it's a new potential stockist or if it's an upsell with an existing customer. If you want to track all your sales pipeline, you can create that opportunities right here in the CRM. And also you can add companies on the go and business contacts on the go as well. And with the reports, we do have, if I give you the sales, give you a bit of a reporting section here. So we do have various reports which are built in right from your, customers who have got X but not Y, and right from your increasing new and returning customers and new opportunities. So that's basically all the opportunities that you've been working on. And that's the sales pipeline that you've got. And that's the tabular form. And with the flexibility in the CRM, you can pretty much go and manage these filters. You can go, if you want to just check the status, you can pretty much go in and you can choose the ones which are currently in quote. You can see that, and you can also see the ones that you won. And that's the kind of flexibility that we offer with any of our reports. And if you do want to build specific reports with the self-help documents, we do have that opportunity for you to create your own reports as well. And that's pretty much on the reporting side. Now, if I just quickly show you the problem section on how to log a service ticket, I just have to quickly go into Michelle, and under the order that we recently sent, say if she does have, so we did place a sales order right now. So with that particular order, if you do feel that there is an issue with the delivery, and if there's a damage on delivery, we can create a problem and say damage on delivery. And you can also choose and you can also say it's a product issue or delivery issue. You can choose the issue. And with the pipeline, you can just say others for now, and you can see the status that's set up, working on, closed, failed to resolve, or problem gone away. Or if you've raised a credit note, and if you've resent, the other product, you can configure that on the workflow as well. But that's the workflow that we give you. And when it does come to if there is a technical issue or a product return, like say if they are returning the coffee machine, that's the status that we have. And you can see the RMA number, and you can see awaiting return, and you can see return accepted, and all the workflow that we've got inbuilt in. And right now we can see with the delivery issues, I'm just going to say other. And once when I hit create, that's going to take us to the workflow of the problem ticket that we've just created. And with any of the reports that you create, you do have to set a follow-up task. And I'm just going to go in and do that. It's just another little feature we've got. And to pass on the issues, it could be, you can choose the appropriate team member who works on problems and issues. And it can, choose any of the contacts that's appropriate. But just for the demo, I'm just going to say, like ask for the image. So we just want to add the delivery image, what's the damaged good delivery image back to the CRM. And you process that note, you can assign it to a particular day, or you can, straight away go in and you can see how that can be done as well. But one of the key things is every time you set a task to one of your team members, they will be getting an email notification saying that needs to be actioned. And similarly, when they do log in, that'll pretty much reflect on the things to do and on the task as well. And one of the key questions that's been asked by most of our customers is if we do have a mobile app. So we do have a responsive app. So that's pretty much how it looks on the mobile. And if you are on the store, and if you want to see right now you're on the record, and the task for you to do is ask for an image. So if you are on the store and if you want to add that image, you can go to the documents and you can press the plus symbol, and you can pretty much upload a photo. You can click that photo yourself, and you can do that. That's a nice little update we've got. And similarly, if I just go into the dashboard, so that's a responsive app we've got, where you can, as long as you pin that on your website and you've got internet, you can access the CRM on your mobile or on the tab, wherever you are at. That's useful for the sales rep who are on road mostly. And so that's how you manage a service ticketing problem from your end. And the other thing before I end the demo is just want to show you two more slides. We'll give you a good 10 minutes for the Q&A session. So the other key little feature we do want to show you is the sales pipeline. So this is what we call the Kanban view. And this can be filtered according to a salesperson. So this gives you the entire list of all the quotes that you've got in the past, current month, and upcoming as well. And this report can be used, this dashboard can be used for your forecast meetings, and you can quickly drag and drop to the months that you are moving as well. That's a nice little UI feature that we give some of our customers. And if you just want to focus on the new customers, you can pretty much go in and then focus only on the new customers. And alternatively, you can only focus on the quick quotes that you've done, which does kind of play a pivotal role in pushing through that sales orders that are due for the upcoming months. And we also have the sales rep dashboard, which again we do have a leaderboard, and it gives you all the quotes that your sales reps are working on and the optimistic pipeline that they've built through the quotes that they've done. And you can also see the close rates that they've got, and also any new opportunities this month. Sales Manager's dashboard is a bit more of a holistic approach. Not only does it give you the entire operations of the business, like the total customers, the new customers, and increasing revenue, it gives you all the close deals and any pipelines that you're working in, and also the problems that we just logged. So you're on top of that as well. And any lost opportunities from your pipeline will reflect here as well. And the last report I just wanted to show you is the Magic Matrix. And from the data import that we've done from Unleashed, we have imported all your product categories, as you can see, and this is another cross-selling opportunity that was developed by the Harvard University, and we have adapted here in the CRM. And the whole point of the Magic Matrix is to identify any cross-selling opportunities within your existing customer base. So you do have these categories set up, and right now we have got pretty much 50% penetration in most of your product categories. But the sugar sticks and coffee carts are something which are still customers are unaware of. So if I quickly go in and open that Magic Matrix for you, you can see, that's the breakdown of how through the positioning of we do have your customers on the x-axis and all your categories on the y-axis. And you can see the ones on green have been bought, and the ones on blue, there is an opportunity, and amber means they're aware, and red means they're unaware. And right now, if I just do come to Byron Bay have been buying your ingredients, and they've been unaware of your labor, they've got your machinery. And if I just look at Bro Roast, you can see if I hit on that, there is an opportunity that's been logged in and possible new supply of display. So you can see what's the kind of information that we have there as well. And if I look at beans and stuff, Amber, so they have been, added to a campaign as well, and they're aware of the display equipment. So you can pretty much use this data, and then you can use to build cross-selling opportunities within your existing customer base. So the whole idea is to make it as green as possible. So that's where we're trying to get to. And if I just take Byron Bay as an example, so right now we want to focus on the coffee cuts. Yeah. So you can build awareness campaigns, and we're just going to be focusing on, and just before I do that, this particular report can be configured based on the account managers who are dealing with it, and also the RFM segment if you want to look at only your champion, loyal, new customers, and don't lose them. So you can only see them, and you can also look at the customer types, like for instance, wholesalers or retailer. And you can also choose the category. Right now, we have chosen all the categories that you want to market to. And then if you do build an awareness campaign, we can just focus on coffee carts, because that's one thing we've not got more than 50% penetration. It's quite low at the moment. And we've chosen the segment, and we've chosen the industry. And with any marketing effort to work, it has to be for a targeted, you know, uh, marketing effort. That's what we're trying to achieve here. And when you hit next, so it's going to import these 17 contacts onto your MailChimp or Klaviyo, and you can formulate your email. You can add flyers and brochures, and you can send that email campaign through. And as I did mention earlier, any response that you get from that particular campaign gets saved here under campaigns, and then it gives an opportunity for your team to work on it accordingly. But what happens here is the moment when you start that campaign, Byron Bay, the coffee cart here turns into amber. And if they do come back and say they're interested and they would like to know more, rather than going to a supplier, they would want to go ahead with you. You can create an opportunity, and you can set the workflow and all the tasks and so on. And while you're working with it, so you're able to track that sales opportunity. And if they eventually come back to you, and if they buy that SKU from you, that'll turn into green. So that's the whole idea of identifying existing opportunity, cross-sell opportunities, and increase that average order value. So that's pretty much how we have focused on not only on those three factors on increasing that average order frequency and increasing that average order value and retaining your customers. So there's no churn risk. So I'm just going to quickly move on to the slide. If you just bear with me, I just need to reshare. Are you guys able to see my screen all right? Yeah, perfect. So just with the next steps, so we do have, we highly encourage you to start a free trial. That would be the right next step where you can start not only by starting the free trial, you can do it from our website where you can take a free trial, or you can similarly do it from, since you're an Unleashed customer, you can take it directly from the Unleashed portal. On the left, you've got the integrations tab. You can go to the integration store, choose Prospect CRM, and that's a much easier way to take the free trial, as once when you click the option, the whole process is automated, and then we can see your existing. The data import would take roughly between 24 hours to 48 hours, and once when all your data is pushed through into the CRM, we can give you a personalized demo, and we can go through the areas that you want to focus on and also see those early return on investments. And one last offer, as from a part of us to say thank you for joining today's demo. So we do have this offer which is going on at the moment, which is 20% off the entire CRM subscription cost, and the offer is valid until the end 28th of June. So that's another offer that we're giving you as promoting and thanking you for joining today's webinar. And yeah, so if you do have, I did see a few questions come through. And if there's any questions that you'd like to ask, you can just pop that up and we can certainly get that sorted out for you.
Great job there, Suraj. There's a reason why I called you the resident guru. Certainly know your stuff inside out, so well done.
Thank you.
We did have a couple of questions from Ryland in our
Yep.
I did answer one of them, and I'm very confident that it was correct. But he
Yep.
said, "Is there an option to hide margins?" Because he doesn't want to have certain salespeople being able to see margins in Unleashed. And I told him that that was possible via some user access controls.
Rightly so, 100%. Like you've answered that question. So we do have account manager settings where we can hide those margins and revenues. So we can have only pretty much the owner or the director oversee those information. For any sales member, we can, like hide that information out. So that is certainly possible, and that's done during the onboarding phase.
Beautiful. And the last question was, the Roland's using something called Campaign Monitor for EDMs at the moment. Are you aware of an existing integration between the two products?
No, not that I'm aware of. I think that's something that's not mentioned. If I just quickly give you guys on what are the integration capabilities, so Ryan also gets an idea. If I just quickly show that to him. So on the left here, so with the settings, if when you do start a free trial, if you go into settings and integrations, so these are the partners that we integrate to. Um, And as you know, Unleashed is one. So Unleashed is one customer. So you can connect to Unleashed as your primary connection, and secondary connection. You can have Xero or QuickBooks or any of those financial, that you use currently. And with marketing, we currently connect with only Mailchimp, Klaviyo, and Spotler. E-commerce, I did touch upon Stripe. And with productivity, we connect to both Microsoft Office and Gmail. So that's pretty much who we connect to at this point in time.
Beautiful. And there was just one
Yeah,
final question here. Did you see that one?
yeah, I didn't. Yeah, so ask.
Yep. So it
Yes,
was
we can. Yeah.
yeah, you got it.
Now we could pull through information like as I said, we do have a data import in place to pull through your current prospects. But if you're trying to pull through notes and any tasks that you have in Salesforce, there could be a service catalog involved, but that can be discussed more in a personalized demo if that's okay. But we can certainly pull through all your data.
Beautiful. Well, I think that might be all of the questions for today, Suraj. So certainly a big
Awesome. No,
thank you for those that joined us and for the engagement. It's always nice to see some questions come through. Um, yeah, thank you very much for joining. Did you have any final notes you wanted to add, Suraj?
No, yeah, just one thing is thanks again for joining, everyone. The one thing we want to highly encourage you to is to start the free trial at the earliest. As you do know, we do have an end of financial kind of a deal going on, which is the 20% off on the entire subscription. So try to make use of it while it lasts. But yeah, thanks again for joining.
See you next time. Cheers, guys. Bye.
Bye.